Hi everybody, my name's Jay, and we're going to install the blinder in my 2003 Mitsubishi Eclipse Spyder. Car's about 10 years old, only has 85,000 miles on it. You might be a little hesitant to start hacking into your car if you have a major convertible here happening, don't I? You might not want to hack into your car if you have a newer model. Go find an auto shop somewhere, somebody who does stereo installs. Have them help you out with it. But if you have an older car like I do and you want to take it on yourself, go right ahead. We're going to start with the switch that leads to the CPU. This is the switch here. I don't know how well you can see it, but I brought a quarter along for comparison because it's a 3/4 inch hole on the switch. The quarter is just slightly larger than the switch, but what we can do is we can use the quarter to determine whether or not there's a viable spot on the dashboard, and there is one that I like. Let me switch cameras here and I'll show it to you. Okay, here's the dashboard of the 03 Eclipse. You can see the Velcro pad I have right here. That's actually where this camera gets mounted, where this phone gets mounted when I'm driving, with Waze on there and that. I'll have a shot of it completed for you later on, but the spot I'm thinking about is right about there. And I like it in terms of its accessibility. I'm a little bit worried that the switch won't have too much to grab onto, but I think it's going to be all right. Now, one thing with this dash, I don't want to have to rip apart the whole console to string the wiring, so I want to be sure that once I get through there, there's a straight shot down. And what I did to make certain of that, I'm old, I'm fat, I can't be crawling around underneath the dashboard like I could when I was a kid. So my choices are get a kid or figure something else out. And what I did was I took a flashlight and just darkened the entire garage, and in the middle of the night shine the light up from underneath. I could see that the light was making its way all the way up, so I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to get through. So in order to drill the hole, which again is going to go right there, what I want to do first is pilot a set hole for my hole saw, and then gently take the hole saw and carve through a 3/4 inch bit. It's going to be pressure fit in there. We're going to put a little glue on it so it doesn't twist around in the wind, but it should bite in pretty nicely when it's done. So let's get started on that. Now, you can't see it real well, but what I had to do was I had to just get a little tap hole started right here, because this drill bit, this titanium drill bit, will walk on me and not allow me to dig in on the exact spot I want if I don't start with a little notch. So I've got that, and I can't run the drill and drill this at the same time, but we'll pick up again after I get that pilot hole in. Alright, cool. And with the pilot hole in, we're ready to go ahead and take the 3/4 inch hole saw to the dashboard. Want to go real gentle and just let it do its thing. This isn't going to walk on us now that we have that pilot hole in there. So that's the importance of popping in a pilot hole first. Alright, well, the only snag I ran into was that my drill wasn't charged up well. See, I've strung the wires have come down through the dash, they drop through pretty good. In the event that you don't have similar luck with a straight shot down, you could always string a coat hanger through there, whatever you wanted to do. Push comes to shove on this particular model of Eclipse, there's 2 retaining screws down here that pull this whole cover unit off, but like I said, I got away pretty lucky. I did have to drill beyond the dashboard. There was a framing in there for the air system, and for whatever reason they made it square in the corner. There was a piece of it that stuck out. That had to get out of my way. But the hole saw took care of that, no problem, and actually this looks pretty darn good. Fits in there snug. Again, 3/4 inch bit is all I needed. All right, well, we got the switch put in. You saw that. I got the key turned to the utility position, and you probably see, you might be able to see that we have a light on the switch. Let me switch cameras here, and we'll take a look at that. All right, and you see that the dashboard light is lit up. The blinder unit itself down here, I just temporarily have us wired into the electric, and I'm using the best ground in the joint. It's one of the supporting bolts that goes right into the frame, so we're good there. So if we turn her here,
welcome, blinder HP-905 parking assist activated.
And it looks like we're good for that. So now I know how much wire I've got to work with, and I can determine where it is I want to go with this unit. Now I'm surrounded by Illinois and Minnesota here in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, these are still legal, but in those two states they're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the Velcro like I did up here for my phone. I'm going to make it so that for now it's within range of me, but when I want to, I can just slide it back way into the depths of the underbelly there and run it in blind mode. So that's what I'm going to do next. All right, well, I'm kind of proud of this piece. What I did is I grabbed a piece of aluminum stock from the hardware store, put it on the just put it in a 3-inch bench vise here. Can you see it? There it is. And this is the stock here. I had to make sure first that it wasn't too thick, that it wouldn't fit through the lip, the gap between the lip of the hood and the interior, and it does not. I chopped that down into a piece about so big, and then I set a hole for mounting on the bolt that we found before, and then I lost the piece I was gonna. No, here it is. And we bent it like so with the mount hole drilled, and I can show you where that's going to go. Let me switch around the camera here. Okay, so you see where we've, and I hope you can see it, the light's not real good, but we've removed right there the mounting hole. This bad boy goes back there. That's just a trim piece bolt. It helps keep the plastic on the front here, but you see we get a nice straight shot out the front, and well, I'm not going to show you that it's level from the side because I'm old and fat and can't squat that far, but it's level from the side. Alright, I painted up the brackets, and they're drying in the sun right now. They're a little ugly, but we'll sand some of those bubbles off of there and hit it with a second coat later on. It's shiny aluminum, and I don't want to be adding anything shiny to the front of the car. That's not what this project is all about. My firewall has no access ports through it at all, so we're drilling through, and what I did is I identified a spot from the other side based on where wires are already coming through. No access grommet, they're just coming through. But adjacent to them is a thin spot that I can get through. I can't reach it from under the hood. I can reach it from under the dashboard, but again, big fat guy, you're not coming under there with me, because there's not room for much of anything in here. Alright, well, we got these bad boys mounted. Here's sensor 1 on the custom and painted and somewhat dinged up mount. I'm going to hand touch up the dings a little later, get the shiny spots off. I don't know if you can see, I wrapped it up with electrical tape to help secure them, and there's also 3M body tape holding them to those mounts, so they're not going anywhere. And then the line itself is run up along the side out of the hot spots of the cap. I did have to drill through the firewall, and I don't know if you can see down there, but there was an existing hole already. just went adjacent to that one, like I said. So, see if it'll start up. You see I mounted it beneath the dash, like I said I would. There's where the phone's missing from. Because and you can just get a little hint of the Velcro tabs on there. It's a little bit ugly, I suppose, but I want to be able to yank that off there and tuck it back down under the dash when we go to Illinois and Minnesota, places like that. Let's see what happens. Into start mode. And we're on. Oh, you know what? Our switch is off.
Welcome. Blinder HP-905 parking assist activated.
Beautiful. Parking assist mode. You see we got both sensors are green.
Receiver mode activated.
And
defense mode activated.
that's all there is to it. Blinder 905 HP, piece of cake. I think it was Radar Roy who said on a scale of 1 to 10, this job is about a 7. No. No, this job's about a 3, maybe a 4. A 7 I would put up there with changing a clutch, and maybe 10 being rebuilding a carburetor. Putting a blinder in is a piece of cake, and have fun doing it.